welcome back to a new video. Today I will be talking about Liberty Square Metro Station in Tbilisi. It has a very interesting history, as well as some interesting events that really shaped this station and turned it into what it is today. So stay tuned for the many new things you will learn in today's video. Liberty Square has been a metro station that has seen by far the most things happen to it out of any station on the network, from its square that it was based off of being completely changed, to the entire area around the station being transformed, as well as the fall of the Soviet Union and having arguably the nation's greatest mall built on top of the station. The area around Liberty Square Station actually has similarities to that of Rustaveli Station. I've actually made a video on Rustaveli Station. The link will be in the description. But the area around the station consists of beautiful Stalin-era buildings and fancy hotels, such as the Wyndham across the street. Also, don't forget about it being in very close proximity to some of the nation's most important landmarks, such as the ancient city wall, which is a quick 3-minute walk from the station, as well as Liberty Square, which is the monument of freedom to all Georgians. Another underlooked monument in the area is Pushkin Park, which is a park right across from Liberty Square, named after famous Russian poet Alexander Pushkin, who frequented the city of Tbilisi. Let's take a look inside of this prestigious mall. Galleria is a very popular shopping hotspot in Tbilisi due to its very modern design and the building being relatively young, opening in 2017. It's also very clean inside, and it has many different amenities such as food courts, theaters, bowling alleys, and even movie theaters. A thing that differentiates Galleria from any other modern shopping malls or large shopping malls here in Tbilisi is the amazing access to public transit, with frequent buses, as well as a metro station literally integrated inside the building, as other major shopping malls in Tbilisi are built around the outskirts with scarce public transport and more of an American style of car dependency. Now, you might be wondering how this relates to the station in any way, shape, or form, but it's because of how much of this congestion in the station comes from shoppers and moviegoers that are going to the metro to go to this mall, as well as tourists using the metro to get to Liberty Square. Pretty much 0% of the traffic are people getting off at the station to go home. This is a major leisure hotspot and pretty much just a massive tourist area and shopping district. Now let's take a look at the main attraction, Liberty Square. It's a square surrounded with old European-style buildings, and the centerpiece is Georgi the Dragon Slayer, coated in gold on a large pillar. Georgi the Dragon Slayer is so popular here that they even have a whole holiday dedicated to him, called Georgoba. Now we get into the more interesting stuff. Liberty Square wasn't always called Liberty Square, and it didn't always look like this. As a matter of fact, Liberty Square was the complete opposite. During the Soviet Union, it was named Lenin Square, and it was same with the metro station. Both the square and the metro station looked very different to how they are today. The old metro station looked a lot less modern, and it was just a concrete canopy with an exit. After the mall was constructed, the station had a facelift, and now has the most modern facade in the whole network. The square looked very different as well. As you can see from this old photo, it was a grass lawn with a massive statue of Lenin, but after the fall of the Soviet Union, it was quickly demolished, and the square as well as its metro station were renamed. In the vestibule of the station, there is a direct entrance to the mall, making it even more convenient to take the metro to go shopping. Aside from that, you have a nice modern roof, a few ticket machines as well as 3 ticket booths, and a cool thing that you will never see at any other Tbilisi metro station, let alone many metro stations around the world. This is going to be pretty cool. You won't want to miss this. Yep, during the design process of this metro station, the designers decided to integrate an H&M and put their bottom floor with a glass wall so you could be visible from the escalator hall. The station has a pretty deep escalator. Let me show it to you. Speaking a bit more about the station's history, Liberty Square, or otherwise at the time of opening known as Lenin Square, opened in 1967, and it was part of the second segment of the Tbilisi Metro, with the first segment opening in 1966. As you can see, the first segment of the metro went from Djidubed to Rustaveli, and not even 2 years later, the Soviets opened another section, which included Liberty Square as its first new stop after the old terminus, which was Rustaveli station. Here you can see a nice example of the congestion I was talking about. Many people get off here to go shopping, and although most Tbilisi metro stations were built with 3 escalators, one escalator is always left unused for some reason. I don't know if this is because the escalators are broken or that they want to save money on power, but on every single Tbilisi metro station with 3 escalators, only 2 work. A fun unknown fact. Like many other Tbilisi metro stations, this station uses its original escalators from construction. Here you can see that the congestion is in big blocks. Every time a train stops here, at least a quarter of the train empties out to get off at the station, especially on a Sunday afternoon like this. You saw on the escalator there were a ton of people, and then it was empty. That was when a train wasn't stopping at the station. But after a train stops, there is quite a crowd here. Looking at the platform of the station, you will find an island platform arrangement with a track on either side. An interesting thing you can notice here as well is that instead of a typical light box, it has this kind of panel on either side of the platform, indicating which way you have to go to get to which stations. It is also the only light box style that shows a map of the other line. An interesting sight here compared to other stations is that the roof is actually painted. A lot of stations typically just leave the roof bare with white paint, but both the platform tunnels and the main tunnel both have paneling or some sort of paint. A secret of the station is that before these light guidance panels were installed, they had these cards, which are very interesting because they have the Georgian pronunciations but spelled out in English. The new ones just have the direct English translation. And these also have the old names, such as Elektrodepot, which is now known as Victor Gotseridze, and Vagslis Moedani, which is now known as Station Square, or in Georgian, Sadguri Moedani. Thank you for watching. Please leave feedback and suggestions on what kind of content I should make. As always, it's time for the obligatory outro train montage of extra footage that I filmed at this station.